I would bet you a fair bit of money he'll be available at 6.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Emmanuel McNeil Warren, Steeler by Sunday, guaranteed.
Sunday. The draft ends on Saturday.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to AFC
Might be a trade.
Northerners. How's it going,
Hey,
everybody?
hey.
That's
All
right.
right.
This is our first time streaming live, so I appreciate all of the patience. We're learning a lot as we go through this, um, all that good stuff. It is just a few days away from the draft day. Everything's crazy. The Bengals have given away their number 10 pick. Nobody knows anything anymore. And so we felt compelled to come on and talk about it and really kind of dig in and see what everybody thinks about the draft now that we are on completely different terms. It is 8:05 p.m. here in Los Angeles. The draft is less than 48 hours away. So if you thought the offseason was over and free agency, you clearly haven't been paying attention. Bengals had just traded the 10 for a human mountain named Dexter Lawrence. Jermod McCoy, medical reports are leaking like a sieve. Arvell Reese is officially the betting favorite to go number 2 to the Jets. So tonight is our final 3-round mock. No more projections, no more what ifs. We're locking in the picks for the AFC North. I'm Jan Davis Sutar, and this is the AFC Northerners draft special. So let's get into it, starting with pick 6. Going right over to you, DGBG. You've got the Cleveland Browns on the clock. So where do you think you're going?
Uh, all right. So the last, since we started back up with the videos, I have sat here and I've consistently said Monroe Freeling.
Yeah.
I'm going to change that.
Oh,
You know, what was that?
I said, oh, are you?
Yeah. I I, I think we got to go get that wide receiver. I think for the Brown, I think we're either going to trade out of the pick or we're going to take the wide receiver. I can see if Rob and I were talking before this, and we're talking about, all right, Mendoza goes one, right? And then there's 5 blue chip guys after that. And that in theory would mean that we would be in line to take one of those guys, correct? But if Barry likes to make trades out of those high picks, if he does not make a trade out of that pick, I wouldn't mind going a big bodied wide, and I wouldn't mind going with Tate. So I'm going to say we don't trade out of it. I'm going to say he's either going to go BPA or Carnell Tate.
Okay. All right. So you wound up slipping over from Monroe Freeling. All right. Interesting. So now let's go right into number 10, or what would have been number 10 for the
Mhm.
Bengals with
Yeah.
Dexter Lawrence. And Rob, I know that like I have to start with you. You're not even picking in the first round anymore because you traded 10 to the Giants. So is that a move that you feel wins the North?
Yes, I do. I think it's a complete game changer for the defense. Everything gets a lot easier because he's not only a great nose tackle, he's a great nose tackle who can rush the passer.
Mm.
And so we have improved run defense. We have our defensive line is set. It's actually a good defensive line, in my opinion, not just like adequate. He's going to make the linebackers' jobs easier. Our safety room's already good because we have Brian Cook and because we have Kyle Duggar and because we have Jordan Battle. Our cornerback room is good. We do need a nickel, but and our linebackers are what they are. But like I said, the linebackers, their job is going to get a lot easier. And I do think we're going to try hard to get a linebacker there's some really good linebackers in this draft. I think we're going to try hard to get them at either pick 41 or pick 72. So yeah, and I now am pretty confident the Bengals are going to win the North. I usually am never confident about that, but I'm confident this time.
Oh, well, that's always nice to have that.
It's weird. It's a strange feeling. It's like having an extra hand. Like there's all these things I could do. I didn't. What am I going to do?
Yeah, no, totally. All right, so totally understandable. I think that like it's gonna be with the Giants taking your pick at number 10. This really kind of screws up what I was gonna do for number 14, and especially with the Jermod McCoy issues. You know what hearing whether about his knee actually has a bone plug or if it's degenerative or whatever have you. The concept, my consensus was that he was CB1 for Ravens, in their pick. Tom Pelissero saying that he might fall all the way to the second round on Friday. So, this obviously changes it. If the Giants don't wind up taking Vega at 10, then I think that we as Ravens, like, it just makes sense for us to pick him up at 14. I mean, with McCoy's medicals looking scary, Tyler Linderbaum's officially in Vegas. Vega is the number 11 prospect on the board. So at least in my board, so he's a mauler, physical identity. Team needs to protect Lamar. So if the Giants don't get him first, I'm going with Vega Ioane. So now on to pick 20.
Wait, before you go to Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
I do want to say one thing about pick 10,
Yeah.
which is that I forgot the guy's name. Broadus is his name. He's a Dallas Cowboys reporter, and I don't know if you guys heard this, but he basically said if the Bengals weren't able to trade their pick 10 for Sexy, what they would have done is they would have picked Peter Woods at 10. He was like very affirmative about that. And so everybody who was saying the Bengals should trade him anyway because they're going to draft terribly at 10, they might have been right. I mean, I would have been okay with Peter Woods, but a lot of people would have really flamed that pick. So, I mean, the news gets better and better. So anyway, sorry to step on the Steelers, but not sorry because you're the Steelers.
All right, so that takes us right over to Pittsburgh Steelers, pick number 21, Chris. You've got DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman now. Where are you going wide receiver with Denzel Boston, or where do you think you're going for pick number 21?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I think McCarthy's going to really focus on shoring up that offensive line early on. And this situation with Broderick Jones and his health, it's becoming more of a concern for me as we get a little closer to the draft here. I do think we're probably going to go tackle in this first round. I think Spencer Fano's a good selection there if he's on the board. I think stretch if Caden Proctor is on the board there, we might go with him, but I can see Spencer Fano being our first round draft pick at 21.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
You think he'll be there?
I think so. I think so. I think at 21 he can still be on the board. Not absolutely positive, but I think if he is there, he's an easy pick for us.
But if not, then you'd go for Proctor.
If Proctor's on the board, yes, absolutely.
Okay, interesting. Okay, DGBG, you got anything to chime in before we take over to you on pick number 24?
I think at this point in the draft, we're going to start to see a run on a lot of the tackles. I think we're going to see that move with everything that's on the offensive line happen here. And I think because of that, I think the Browns are going to be either looking at Lomu or good God,
Blake Miller
Blake Miller at that pick. That's what I think is going to happen. It's either going to be Lomu or Blake Miller.
Okay, interesting. I had you thinking maybe Colton Hood out of Tennessee.
Well,
Corner? I don't see that as I see the offensive line as a bigger need than corner.
yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, like, now that you've got some pieces that are moving around. Okay. All right, rock on. So that round one all done. Going on to round two, we start off with the Browns at pick number 39.
I can see either linebacker here or Besontis, the guard.
Okay.
And go back to back at the offensive line. You took your wide receiver at the beginning, go offensive line with the next two picks, and then third round, it's a crapshoot. Be whatever. It could be BPA.
You could get Pregnon, right?
That's what I was thinking. I actually had at 39, I had you guys picking up Pregnon.
Linebacker?
No, he's a guard.
He's the offensive line.
No. Okay. Could be. I'm looking right now at it's actually from the Atlantic. and they've actually got ranked higher, Besantis over Pregdon. So I I just think they're going to continue to address the line there in that second round. I can't see. I don't see a need to go corner. I don't see a need to go linebacker. I think you've already addressed the wide receiver position. Not a quarterback in this class at this point in the draft that I would even be thinking about taking. So keep addressing the offensive line.
All right.
Whoever is going to be quarterback is going to need the help.
I would agree. I would agree. Totally agree. All right. Anybody else want to chime in on that?
I mean, I like the idea of getting all the best guards you can right away, given your line, because I think your defense is pretty solid. Um, so yeah, and I mean,
If
but you still don't have any weapons, but I guess you're getting that. Who are you getting the wide receiver
Take
with?
Carnell Tate,
Carnell Tate
Carnell
first.
Tate, and Jerry
Yeah,
Judy.
I really think though you can. I think that you guys will trade down to the Cowboys. That's what I hear from everybody. The Cowboys are trading up to 6.
I got a feeling. I think that's going to be just based upon whether or not David Bailey's there or Jeremiah Love. And I think that the trade up piece for any team, honestly, would be Jeremiah Love. I think you're looking at the Redskins right there. I think you're looking at the Cowboys right there. I think you can make a case for Kansas City right there.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
if
I keep on hearing that the Commanders are going to take him at 4, but who knows?
it's a wild card with those guys. You know, they could use a lot of pieces too. You got Jaden Daniels, but that guy, you couldn't keep him healthy. So why can't they go offensive line? You know, and what do they got at really at wide receiver outside of McClellan?
Did they not? Oh yeah, that's Scary Terry, right? Okay, yeah, yeah. So I don't know what they have. I try not to think about Washington.
So
The
with pick 41, you've got the Bengals now with their
yeah,
first official pick of the
yeah.
NFL draft. So where do you think you're going to go with this one?
Well, I mean, what everybody is saying, like the consensus pick across every analyst I've read who pays attention to the Bengals, is that if Jacob Rodriguez is there, they're taking him. I'd even heard rumors that they might try to trade up into the first round. Likelier they'll trade back, but it seems to hinge on whether Jacob Rodriguez is somebody they think they can get. And if he's taken by 41, the thought is that they might try to trade back into the second round so they can get another pick. Um, but if Jake and I mean, but I keep on hearing people keep on saying he's almost certainly not going to be there. And yet every time I do a mock draft on the PFF simulator, he's always there for us. I don't know how predictive this mock draft simulator is, so I wouldn't read too much into that. But I think we're going to go with Rodriguez if he's available. But if not, the thing we most need is nickel, and so we'd probably go for like Keontae Scott if he's available, um, for nickel. Um, and um, and then there's also a fair bit of talk about Kyle Lewis and D'Angelo
Hmm.
Pons. And so, the dream scenario is we get Rodriguez because he could turn our linebacker room from at best below average to average or maybe even above average. It's a tough position to play for a rookie, but like he was a really good linebacker and he was a former quarterback, so he's really good at reading defenses. So, or sorry, reading offenses. So yeah, I mean he's the dream, but we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, I actually had you going safety. I was looking at A.G. Halsey for you guys at that pick at 41.
I mean, there's some talk about that, but like we're pretty okay with our safety room because we have, Brian Cook and Jordan Battle and Kyle Duggar. And so it just doesn't feel like nickel is really feels like a big need, but there are safeties who can do nickel, there are cornerbacks who can do nickel, there are linebackers who can do that. Like Pons is arguably a cornerback who could fill that nickel back role. So
Yeah.
it just, other than I guess this is a really good draft class for safeties, but it's just not what I'm hearing from the people who are like are on Bengals watch, right? So I don't see them talking about safety too much.
For sure. For sure. Uh, what about the rest of you guys? What do you think about his picks?
I think in the
Dave?
third round that it's going to be what it's going to be. You know, half the guys pan out, half the guys don't pan out. And I think you're picking for team need in the third round at that
We're
point.
still in the second round though, right?
Yeah, we are still on the second round.
Holy crap, what a time warp.
You
Dave,
have
you
a
can
lot of
see into the
picks.
future.
You have a lot of picks.
Yeah.
We ran through like 5 of ours for crying out
Yeah,
loud.
we're
You guys
at
are finally now doing something?
so yeah, like still at pick 41. Chris, did you have something you wanted to chime in about it?
No, I'm excited about my pick. No.
Well, all right, we'll move on to pick number 45, Ravens. I'm sticking with what I had for the last draft. I still think that Eli Stowers, the tight end from Vandy, is the guy there at 45. I think that he is
Okay.
Isaiah Likely 2.0. I think that he's very easily a starter on day one for me. And I'm excited to see what that happens, especially with us losing Likely to the Giants, which I hate so much. But yeah, that's basically the way that I'm thinking of it. If Vega isn't there, I can see us going, kind of going safety or corner in the first round and still trying to pick up an offensive lineman in the second. But I think that, we need more weapons. I think Charlie Kolar is no longer with us. We don't have Likely, so I think that high caliber tight end kind
You
of.
don't think that if Vega's not there, you don't think you guys would get Kenyon Sadiq?
I don't think Kenyon Sadiq is going to be there, to be honest.
Oh, all right.
I really
But if
don't.
he's there, if he were there,
If he were there, then
and
yeah,
Vega weren't,
absolutely. Absolutely. If he was there, totally. I just don't
and
think.
if they're both there, you still take Vega?
Yeah, I think there's more upside.
Okay.
Yep. There's more upside. Kind of like looking at it from pro days and et cetera. I just think there's more upside.
I mean, I think from what I know, Kenyon Sadiq does seem like a pretty darn good tight end, like a better tight end than Vega is a guard. But I guess guard's more valuable for you guys right now.
I would say that a guard is going to be more valuable. If it's like if I had to do a choice between Vega and Kenyon Sadiq, then I'm going to go guard.
Okay.
Yep. Awesome.
There's not a lot of depth at guard, I don't think, in this draft here. So if you can get a good one in the first couple rounds, go for it.
Yeah, I think there's much more tight ends than there are guards.
Oh yeah.
So I would much rather go that route. Awesome. Okay. Any thoughts, notes, anybody?
No.
Awesome. All right. So pick 53, Steelers. Are you finally
So
going
I'm going to shock
receiver?
everyone here. I don't think it's going to be 53. I think with the amount or the quantity of draft picks we have, I think that this is a great opportunity for us to move up.
Okay.
And if and he's really my guy, if he somehow makes it into the second round, because I don't see us trading back into the first. I don't see us picking twice in the first at all. I don't see us giving up the type of value that's going to get a first round pick from someone, even if it's the last handful. If Emmanuel McNeil Warren, safety from Toledo, makes it to the second round, first 5 to 10 picks, I could see us moving up to get him. I see him being our guy at safety, fitting our system very well, and us making the investment to move up to get him.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I wasn't
to move up to the first round.
What's that?
You move up
To
in
move
the
up to
second
where?
round or the first round? Yeah.
Second round. I'm saying if he lasts the first 5 to 10 picks, even of the second round, I see us making that leap right away.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a stretch. He's a fabulous safety. It's a long shot that he's going to make it to the second, but if he does,
yeah, there's
if
a lot
he
of
has
buzz
one of
about
those
him.
like Lamar situations where he's there at the very end of the first round, it's like, well, why not?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, guys, I'm gonna speed it right along because we don't have a lot of time. I know that everybody's on a very tight schedule. Okay, so back to the Bengals, right? Your pick.
Yeah, so it depends on whether or not we got Jacob Rodriguez at 41 or whether or not we get a nickelback, because basically which one we get will determine which one we try for at 72. So like if we get Rodriguez, then we try to get a nickel back, and that would be like Stukes, trading Stukes, or maybe gosh, what's Keontae Scott, who I wanted earlier, or Kyle Lewis. Um, because I know Kyle Lewis is a linebacker technically, just like Rodriguez is, but he's pretty versatile and he can do that nickel back role. But on the other hand, if we do get like Keontae Scott at 41, and it's unlikely that if we don't get him at 41, he'll be there at 72. That would be pretty great if we got Rodriguez and Scott. But if we don't, we'd probably get Scott and then try to get a linebacker, and that would be like Jake Golday or Kyle Lewis or is his name TJ Allen, CJ Allen, some kind of Allen. And there's also a possibility, again, based there's a few Bengals writers I sort of read, and I sort of make a little database about their predictions. There is some talk that we might try to get Cassius Howell just to get like some more edge depth. I don't think that'd be the greatest move because I feel like we have four edge rushers. I mean, uh, the fourth one, Cedric, I think his name is Jones. I don't really. That tells you, how important he is. I don't even know his last name, but he's not that good. And so, if we do decide we need depth, then Cassius Howell would be good for that. Um, so so yeah, so that's what I see us doing at pick 72.
All right. Yeah, I was wondering whether or not you would like actually try and snag Jerrod McCoy there because he'd probably fall down that
You
far.
think he'd get to 72?
I think that it's a possibility, yeah.
If that happens, I mean, well, then all bets are off, right? I mean, look, if Peter Woods, an interesting question is what if Peter Woods falls to 41? Even though we already have
Oh,
Dexter Lawrence, we were thinking about getting Peter Woods allegedly.
Yeah.
So, like, would we just try to really shore up? I mean, right now, there's this gigantic, a lot of people are like, why did you give up a 10th round, number 10 pick for Dexter Lawrence? And I mean, I think it's pretty an easy pick, an easy decision, but like, there's a huge premium on defensive interior right now. So, getting Peter Woods, I guess teams think it's super valuable to have that kind of depth. So that would be a possibility. But yeah, if Jermod McCoy, we're at 72, like it's the most Bengals thing in the world to think, hey, all we need is for this guy to last for like 4 years. And then if he's totally shot by then, that's fine. We don't need to sign a second contract. I do
Absolutely.
think that's how they think,
Yeah.
right?
It would be the heist of the century if that knee holds up. I mean, I hate how much I love that for you.
Yeah, but I mean, it is, these are human beings, and so like to think of them in that disposable way is. But I mean, I believe it is how Katie Blackburn thinks.
Mm.
So anyway,
Hold on. Remind me, did anyone already okay, so we're moving on. Did anybody have any other notes on that pick of 72?
no.
Well done, guys.
No.
no
Okay,
notes.
so that moves on to pick number 80, Baltimore Ravens. Now I'm not sure if I heard this because we've done two of these now. Did any of you guys already take McNeil Warren in your draft?
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh,
Well,
right.
Pittsburgh did.
Yeah.
but it's unlikely they'll even get to you. There's no way
No,
you're going to get him
totally.
at.
So like
Okay.
that's the thing. Is like I had him like maybe seeing like what the safety did at that, but honestly, I think that at that position, because I did have at 80 McNeil Warren. Like if he fell that far, I don't know if he will, but
Shit.
I very much doubt he will. But
You,
I
you
was
need to you need to plant a story about how he
I know
like.
I'm trying to think of one right now. I'm trying to think of one right now.
But I think we skipped the Browns. I think they have a pick at 70, right?
I think so
Oh yeah,
too.
you guys are right. You're right. So let's go back. 70. So the pick at 70 for the Browns.
It's gonna be Barnham or Max Clare.
Barnham is somebody we're thinking about too, but not that early.
Yeah.
I think you're getting a guy that can go edge or linebacker. It's a commodity, and we have a need right there. Not as pressing, but there is a need,
Hmm.
So why not Barnham right there?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell
You
you.
also have a need at tight end, so why not? Why not Claire?
I can't. I don't hate that.
I think it's going to be a linebacker or an edge guy, though, personally.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't hate that logic. I mean, it would be I'm really curious to see like the offensive structure that Monken takes with this team,
I think a lot of fans are kind of curious to see what that's going to look like. I, I quarterback is the key, right? That's what we always say. That's what everybody always says. Quarterback, quarterback, quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have an offensive line, what good's it going to do to have a quarterback? If you don't have an offensive line, what good is it going to do to have a running back? Basic logic. You need five guys up front to protect these guys in the back, right? So that was the theory behind that second first round pick and then the pick in the second round is offensive line. I do not see them as much as I want them to pick Freeling. I don't see them taking Freeling at 6. I think that to recognize the level of wide receiver play outside of like the top 3 or 4 kind of drops off. You're dropping into that Chris Bell, Brazil, um, Concepcion area at that point, branch. And I would rather have one of the top guys at that position if we're going to go wide receiver. I don't think that the tackle Moaga is going to be there at 6. I think he gets picked before we do. And so now you're looking at wide receiver or trading out of the pick. I think you keep the pick, you take the wide receiver, and then you go offensive line the next 2 picks.
Mm.
And then you come back, and now you're addressing the other needs on some of the other needs, like the edge or another linebacker. I think you can find a tight end in free agency or post draft. So that's my thought process. That's what I think they are probably going to do, but I don't know. I've been wrong on these before, so
Wait, did I hear you right that you don't think Moaga is going to be available at 6?
nope.
I would bet you a fair bit of money he'll be available at 6.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You don't
Who do you
you
think's
don't think
taking him?
Tennessee
Yeah,
make
that would be
Tennessee?
my question. Who's taking it?
Like Tennessee's probably
Tennessee.
going to take Love.
Yeah, I would see. I'm actually right there with you,
Eh,
Rob. I think that like they would take it.
you got a franchise quarterback that you got, but what's your offensive line look like?
I don't know
Is
what
the
their
running
offense.
back
Yeah.
is the running back's the luxury pick right there? And are they in a position to make a luxury pick?
I'm going to look at Tennessee's offensive line.
Mm. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. It's an interesting
He,
question.
he's
I don't think that he'd be
he's
there.
going to pull it up, but I
I
think
think
that the
he'll
running
definitely.
back is the luxury pick.
I
That's why it makes more sense for a team like Dallas, who already has wide receiver, the quarterback, and the offensive line in place, but no running back to make a move up.
don't know.
That's why I
Yeah,
can
so
see Kit.
so they
What do you got?
added J.C. Latham, Peter Skoronski, and Dan Moore Jr. I mean, that seems pretty good, like especially J.C. Latham. Um, I mean, they lost Lloyd Cushenberry, they lost Kevin Zeitler. Um, so
Former
I don't
Raven,
know.
former Bengal was Kevin Zeitler.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a gun for hire. What do you want to say?
No, mercenaries.
Yeah.
We actually drafted that guy, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right, actually. Yeah, I think you guys did. Awesome. Okay. So that was 70. We already covered 72. So Ravens at 80. You know, thinking around about this, like,
No, no, no. It's Steelers at 76.
oh, wait. That's right. You guys, why my thing did not populate right. Okay, 76. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Chris.
I think it's a stretch. I think it might be a bit of a stretch, and maybe we can wait until later because we do have a handful of third round picks. But this whole quarterback situation, I don't know, man. I mean, we were talking about this, before the show. The four of us hang out and talk football, text football all the time. I mean, this is just a sliver of that. But we were talking about the Steelers quarterback situation. I'm confident
No, we're
I'm confident that Aaron's coming back because I think McCarthy
Mm.
would have been panicking much more than you see it on his face right now if he didn't really think Aaron was going to come back. So that then starts the Will Howard conversation, who everyone really believes in. We just haven't really seen it happen yet on the field. I think Carson Beck is a good pick for the Steelers in the third round. A very good pick for us in the third round. I mean, I think early third might be again a bit of a stretch. If some of the other quarterbacks are off the board already, I can definitely see us taking Carson right there early in that third round.
I see that. I don't disagree with that.
I don't know. I think I disagree with that. I mean, we talked about this last time, but I think you have Will Howard. You're probably going to have Aaron Rodgers. I think next year, this is something we talked about a while ago too, Chris. This is your year to tank. You want to do bad. You want to get one of those quarterbacks next year.
True.
Don't get one of the quarterbacks this year. Get some people to develop. Tank for Arch.
And that's the thing. I think Carson is kind of a project kind of guy. I think he's someone who can flourish 3 years into being a professional. I don't think he's someone that you're going to draft to, start day one rookie year. But if he can learn behind A. Rodgers, I think that's a lot of value for him, who can then step onto the field second, third year and provide some value.
Okay.
What are you defining as value?
Yeah.
No, legitimate, like a full season worth of games at a competitive level, or to jump in there on an injury and play 2 games, 3 games.
No. So perfect example. I can tell you exactly what I mean by value. What I mean is 365 days from now, we're going to be in one of two positions. It's either, Aaron has said he's done, so we have to find the next guy, or Aaron's holding on again because he's now further into his mid-40s, and does he really want to do this one more time? So rather than kick the can down the road and hope for a high quarterback draft pick coming out of next year's draft, take someone now who I think has skill and talent, just needs some development. And when I say provide value, what I mean by that is, if Aaron were to play this season and step away, I think Carson can carry the team 2 seasons, 3 seasons without us being desperate for a quarterback. And that may put us back into that mediocre middle of the league, just above 500 type of season, but it keeps us out of being desperate.
Okay.
All right.
And you don't see the same value. Okay, so you're looking at Carson Beck. You don't see the same value in Carson Beck that could be there in Will Howard.
I'm not a Will Howard hater. I mean, I think people think that because I haven't jumped on the bandwagon as much as so many other Steeler fans have. For me, it's all about the competition for someone who's been unproven. And for Will Howard to just be unproven in the league, there just has to be someone else in the room if that just goes up in smoke.
So you wouldn't go out and find a journeyman quarterback
Meh.
to take that role as a competitive guy to give him competition, because that's what you'd be doing with Carson Beck at that same point.
Well, I mean, we're on our 3rd straight journeyman at this point, though. Almost fourth if you want to count Kenny Pickett playing 1 season. But I mean, other than Aaron coming back, we really haven't had a consistent starter. We haven't had a guy start 2 consecutive seasons for the first game since before Pickett.
Right. Well,
I think you're gonna.
So again, going back to Carson Beck, when I say provide a lot of value, if you can just carry the team for 2 to 3 seasons, and maybe there's some other parts of the team you're building up then to then go get that stud quarterback who's now playing behind a very solid offensive line that you've built up in the draft over the past couple seasons. Now we can go get that guy.
I think that approach is kind of like what I'm hoping we do here is build the line and then be ready for the quarterback. Although I think Shedor's acting like an adult in the room. He's where he's supposed to be right now, you know. But going back to Beck, I think Beck and Will Howard, same sort of pedigree, you know. I think he's a guy that Cleveland could look at because I think he's ahead above Dylan Gabriel in the value aspect of it. I think he can give you a little bit more than Dylan Gabriel does at this point.
I hate to cut this short, but we do need to get through because we are going to lose Rob here in just a few moments, and I want to make sure that we get through all of our picks. But I love this conversation. So, okay, moving on over to now to Ravens at 80. So it's an interesting spot, like with everything changing around. I think that like Ravens are going to wind up either going to a guard. I was looking at like Caleb Tiernan. If Connor Liu by some chance is still there, definitely one of those two for me at 80.
I'll just say I've been doing a mock draft on PFF throughout this whole thing.
Yeah.
And Connor Liu is still there in my mock draft. Who else were you looking at? Zachariah Branch?
No. Caleb Tiernan.
Caleb Tiernan.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's there. No, he's been taken at 53. Oh, wait. I had the Steelers take him. So actually,
I would still take Connor Liu if I had a choice, between Caleb Tiernan or Connor Liu. Connor Liu is definitely a value there at 80 for me.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good center. That's somebody we were thinking about for round 4.
Yeah, totally. All right, so then it moves on to the Steelers at 85.
I think this is the last one.
No, he's got one more. Yeah, he's got one.
No, last one in round 3.
Right. So I think we're going to loop back around here, and we can very, very easily spend this second pick in the 3rd round beefing up that offensive line one more time. So now I've gone tackle, safety, quarterback. I'm going to go back to the offensive line and go guard. It's either going to be Brian Parker, who can kind of swing back and play center if need be, or Inez Cooper out of Miami. Both very competitive at the guard position. I think one of those two guys will be that 2nd, 3rd round pick.
Yeah. Oh, I just want to shout out on the chat real quick. We've got Rule Havana 5448 said, calling Shedeur a franchise QB is like saying a massage therapist is safe around Deshaun Watson.
I said he's acting like an adult in the room. He's doing all the things that a franchise quarterback is supposed to be doing. Whether he's a franchise guy or not, that's to be debated. I think we'll see come this year as to whether or not he can be that guy. Do I think he is? No. Do I want him to be? Yeah, because I'm tired of chasing my damn tail looking for quarterbacks. I don't want to be going into 27 draft thinking that we got to go get another quarterback and we avoid drafting at a position that we could actually use the help at.
Yeah, totally agree with that. Like I see what you're talking about.
I have to think there were some massage therapists that were safe around him. Like it couldn't have been all of them.
I was going to stay away from it. Stay away from it.
But I mean, yeah, maybe 90%.
Tried.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on.
Look, he actually he tried.
So moving on to it's pick 99. Because you just did 85, right, Chris? So
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Pick 99, compensatory selection. Who are you going with the 99th pick?
It starts to get a little funky here. I can see us potentially going running back. I do think that's a need for us still. I like Nick Singleton at that position. I can see him being a good fit in that running back room to kind of complement the rest of the guys in there.
Okay, awesome. I think that it would. I think you guys haven't had like the workhorse of like LeGarrette Blount or like of so many other like known rushing threats on the Steelers. So it would be good to have. It would probably be worthwhile for you guys to really kind of stock up in that department of running backs because it's been a little.
And I'm not gonna lie, I missed that. I mean, Harris really was the last guy for us, and I felt like his Steeler career just got a cut. Or his Steeler career got cut just a couple seasons short. I feel like, I would love to still have him on the team, although he did have a shitty season last season, getting injured. But I do want that workhorse bigger back in our backfield.
Yep. Totally. Well, guys, we need to get moving off of here. I really appreciate everybody showing up for our final final mock draft before the actual NFL draft. Super, super excited. It's so amazing to be able to see this new talent, be able to come in to be a part of this of our little division. I shouldn't say little. It's a pretty damn big division. Anyway, guys. All right. So
Hey, big shout out to the guy who was made the comment about Shedeur. Thank you for watching us,
for
man.
sure. Thank
Oh,
you so
yeah.
much. And don't forget,
And-
guys, to like and subscribe as well. We also have our Patreon, and we have our website, afcnortherners.com. So please make sure you go and check those out. But in the meantime, that's it for us. Did you have one other thing you wanted to say, Rob?
Yes, Nico, in one sentence, why do you like Dexter Lawrence?
Okay, well,
You said it. You said it real quick. Tell me again.
I like Dexter Lawrence because the players like him on our team. He's a good fit, and also he's very sexy.
That's right. He's the sexiest.
He's the sexiest player in the NFL. It's not even close, too.
It's not even close. No.
No, not. And also,
Okay, that's the. don't keep going past the joke, Nico. All right. Thank you. All right. Well, can we say our goodbye? Our
Yeah,
famous,
I know
our
that
famous last
everybody's going to
line?
get moving. So thank you guys so much. And we are going to sign off as we always do with Fuck the
Fuck the Patriots.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We're going to see you after the draft. We're going to be able to talk about all the decisions that our teams made, and very, very excited about that. Thanks again, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check us out. We'll have an episode for you after the draft next Tuesday. Might be doing live. And in the meantime, you guys have a great one, and thank you so much. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.